Good morning. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. And I also hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday last week, and I did. And we went to the Cracker Barrel in Victorville, California. Got this hat, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones hat. So I thought I'd continue to wear it since it's kind of fitting for this type of a podcast. Today we're going to do a twofer. We're going to try to cover both the Temple of Vesta as well as the House of the Vestal Virgins. They were kind of right together, so I thought we would go ahead and just kind of cover the both of them together in one podcast. So let's go ahead and go to the video for today.
The temple was completely reconstructed by Munatius Plancus in 42 BC. The present ruins represent the third incarnation of the Temple of Saturn, replacing the version destroyed by the fire of Carinus in 283 AD. The extant inscription on the frieze commemorates the restoration undertaken after the fire. The Temple of Vesta is an ancient edifice in Rome, Italy, located in the Roman Forum near the Regia and in the House of the Vestal Virgins. The temple's most recognizable feature is its circular footprint. Since the worship of Vesta began in private homes, the architecture seems to be a reminder of its history. The extant temple used Greek architecture with Corinthian columns, marble, and a central cella. The remaining structure indicates that there were 20 Corinthian columns built on a podium.
Alrighty. I had a comment last weekend. If you remember the video you just looked at, started out with the Temple of Saturn. We covered that last video. So some of these videos kind of run, continuously. So you'll see pieces of previous kind of a discussion. But today we're going to be covering the Temple of Vesta and also the House of the Vestal Virgins. They were connected right together. So before I get there, I had another comment wondering what the Roman Forum is. So I guess I need to occasionally just cite what that is. So the Roman Forum is known as the Forum Romanum in Latin, was a site located at the center of ancient Rome and the location of important religious, political, and social activities. Historians believe people first began publicly meeting in the open-air forum around 500 BC, when the Roman Republic was originally founded. The rectangular-shaped area is sited on a low-lying land between the Palatine Hill and the Capitoline Hill. It was home to many of the ancient city's most impressive temples and monuments. Today, the Roman Forum is one of the most famous tourist sites in Rome, and it attracts more than 4.5 million visitors annually. So that's what the Roman Forum, if you were looking at it in today's terms, it would be like an outdoor mall that had flea markets, open-air markets for food, a place to gather and socialize. If you were doing company or business, like personal business, you would go and pay your taxes and you would attend religious services and things like that. So, yeah. So let's start with the Temple of Rome. Now, I'm going to show a map. All right. Now, if you remember from our sketch file model, this was, I believe, in video 3 or 2. I'm not sure. You can go back and review that. That was a really good model. But this is the Colosseum kind of orient orient you. And then if you want to look at roads, this is the Via Sacra to the right, and then the Via Nova to the left. So the temple of Vesta was located right here. It was a circular temple. And then this was the House of Virgins. Let me show that map. Let me take the map off. Okay. And then this was the House of the Vestal Virgins. And then the temple was in the upper corner of that to the right. So they were kind of connected right together. So I'll put the temple back on. So this is a Temple of Vesta, what remains of it. Now it's been rebuilt many times over the centuries. This is a reconstructed remains. It's circular. And again, it was in that upper right-hand corner to the right near Via Sacra side of the road. All right, so the Temple of Vesta is an ancient edifice in Rome, Italy. It's located in the Roman Forum near the Regia and the House of the Vestal Virgins. They actually make up the same complex almost. The Temple of Vesta housed the Vesta's holy fire, which was a symbol of Roman safety and prosperity. The temple has a circular footprint, making it called a tholios. Not sure what that is. Since the worship of Vesta began in private homes, the architecture seems to pay homage to the architecture of early Roman homes. The temple's current ruinous form employs elements of Greek architecture with the Corinthian columns and marble. The Sacred Heart was housed in the central cella. The surviving structure, as you see in the picture, indicates that there were 20 Corinthian columns built on the podium, 15 meters in diameter. The roof probably had a vent at the apex to allow smoke to release. Its origins, the first Temple of Vesta was built by Numa Pompilius. He was the second king of the Roman kingdom. He also built the original Regia, the king's house, and the house of the Vestal Virgins, and founded the priestly order of Vestal Virgins. At first, there were just 2 Vestals, but by the end of the Republic, there were 6. Vesta was the goddess of Roman hearts. The Roman, that's Hearths. The Romans believed that her sacred fire was closely tied to the fortunes of the city of Rome, and that its extinction signified imminent disaster for Rome. Although it is known as a temple in modern times, its site, its orientation, and floor plan were not determined through augury. Not sure what that is. It was therefore known as a shrine. The Temple of Vesta was tended by the 6 Vestal Virgins that lived in the House of the Vestal Virgins in the same complex area. They were drawn between the ages of 6 and 10 from freeborn or traditionally aristocratic families. They surrendered all legal connections with their birth family, came under the authority of the Pontifex Maximus, which was Rome's chief priest. The Vestal oath of virginity during their 30-year tenure set them apart from other Roman women, while chastity until marriage was considered proper in Rome, long-term celibacy was not, as women were generally expected to marry and give birth to heirs for their husbands. A Vestal who broke her vow of chastity during her priestly tenure disrupted the relationship between Rome and its gods. The Romans believed that would lead to disasters such as pestilence, social breakdown, or military defeats. For minor failures of duty, Vestal virgins could be whipped for breaking their vow of chastity. A Vestal could be condemned to a living burial in a subterranean cell within the city boundary, with little food and water, and left to die. If disaster struck in any form, Vestal virgins who seemed less than perfect in attitude, morals, or behavior might be accused of secretly breaking their vows and thus causing the disaster. For example, in 114 BC, a virgin girl of equestrian family named Helvia was actually killed by lightning while on horseback. Her death was interpreted as prodigy proof of potentially disastrous oath breaking by one of or more of the Vestals. After investigations, 3 Vestal virgins were then sentenced to death for her inchastity on the flimsiest of evidence. Vestals were required to show a near supernatural level of moral superiority. Failures in their punishment were extremely rare. The respects and social privileges that came from their position, a generous pension, and a complete lack of personal experience of the duties attached to Roman marriage, seems to have encouraged many to remain in the priesthood after their term of service officially ended. All right. So I think I'll stop there on the temple of the Vestal. Temple of Vesta, and move on to the House of Vestal Virgins. So let me pull that up. All right. So goodbye, Temple of Vesta. And then we'll go to a picture of the House of Vestal Virgins. So this is the rectangular area that you see in the lower half. Right there, that is all that's left of the House of Vestal Virgins. And then to the left of that, you can kind of see the footprint right above my hat. It kind of resided more onto, let me move out of the way, on the Villanova Road there to the left side. And again, in the upper right-hand corner was the Temple of Vesta. So, okay. So, let me pull that. One moment. All right, for the House of Vestal Virgins, it was the residence of the Vestal Virgins. It was located behind the circular Temple of Vesta at the eastern edge of the Roman Forum between the Regia and the Palatine Hill. The Domus Publica, where the Pontifex Maximus dwelled in the Regia. It was located near the atrium until the role was assumed by the emperors of Rome. Its structure, the Atrium Vestia, it was a 3-story, 50-room palace in the ancient Roman form, built around elegant, elongated atrium or court. That's the grassy area there in the center there. And had a a double pool. You can see that to the left side there, double pool. Looks like there's a singular pool to the upper right there. Okay. To the very east is an open vaulted hall with a statue of Numa Pompilus, the mythical founder of the cult. The complex lays at the foot of the Palatine Hill, where a sacred grove that was slowly encroached upon lingered into imperial times when all was swept away by the fire of Rome that occurred in 64 AD. The House of the Vestals was rebuilt several times in the course of the Roman Empire period. After the dissolution of the College of Vestals in the late 4th century AD, the House of Vestals continued to serve as a residence building. It now housed officials of the imperial court and subsequently the papal court. Archaeological finds from the period include a hoard of 397 gold coins from the 5th century and another 830 Anglo-Saxon coins dating from the 9th and 10th centuries. The site was abandoned in the 11th and 12th centuries. Today, remains of the statues of Vestals can be seen in the atrium of Vestals. Those are the kind of all the way around in those like little column areas. Those are where the statues were, like around that atrium. All right. So what I'll do is I will take this off. Let's go and review the video again. I always do a second go around because sometimes the first time, you really don't absorb it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do the video again. And I'll catch you on the other side.
The temple was completely reconstructed by Munatius Plancus in 42 BC. The present ruins represent the third incarnation of the Temple of Saturn, replacing the version destroyed by the fire of Carinus in 283 AD. The extant inscription on the frieze commemorates the restoration undertaken after the fire. The Temple of Vesta is an ancient edifice in Rome, Italy, located in the Roman Forum near the Regia and in the House of the Vestal Virgins. The temple's most recognizable feature is its circular footprint. Since the worship of Vesta began in private homes, the architecture seems to be a reminder of its history. The extant temple used Greek architecture with Corinthian columns, marble, and a central cella. The remaining structure indicates that there were 20 Corinthian columns built on a podium.
All right. Well, today we cover the House of the Vestal Virgins, as you see in the picture, and also the Temple of Vesta. It was a circular building there in the House of Vestals. All right, let me just go ahead and take those off. All right. At 10 o'clock today, please catch us on the Table Talk. This will be at 10 o'clock PST or Pacific Standard Time. The Table Talk podcast, we're going to talk about the Tesla Cybertruck. It had its first delivery event this weekend. So it looked, if I remember right, it looked like about 10, 15 trucks were given to their owners, and they showed those. So that was really exciting. That ought to really pump up Tesla. It could use it. So again, I'm glad. I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. Can't think of anything else to cite, just other than the Roman Forum series that we're doing. This is the 7th podcast of 20 related to the Roman Forum. The Portal podcast, it will cover many things. It doesn't have to be Rome, obviously. It could be history, art, technology, anything pretty much. I just decided to start off with the Roman Forum because it's kind of a reflection of my personality and my experience. I'm an engineer, aerospace engineer working for Lockheed Martin. Or special operation forces type projects. And so that's where the technology comes in. Also, in my early or education career at the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, had a minor in ancient history, archaeology, and anthropology and war history. So, and U.S. and world history also. So, all of those made up the history minor, and then I had a minor in economics. So that was fun. Yeah, that was real fun. So thank you again. That's all I have for today. Join us at 10 o'clock on the Table Talk podcast. We'll be talking Cybertruck delivery event. That was this weekend. Y'all have a great day and a great Saturday. A lot of football still remains. I believe these are going to be the conference championship games today. Alabama's playing Georgia, so I'll be watching that for sure. So y'all have a great Saturday. Take care, my friends.
What you do, you want to me, but I can't let it go so easily until I see what it could be eternity, or just